Hi, I've made a video about this before and I wanted to make one a bit more detailed. I'm going to talk about ways we can stop people from abusing animals. Like, why do people abuse dogs and cats and are violent to dogs and cats and have disregard for these living beings, precious animal companions? How could they do that? The RSPCA do a great job of protecting these domestic animals that we so love, and they aim to charge and put people in jail, including the people in court and the judges, and society likes to shame these people for abusing animals without realising that the person that's abused one dog or cat, one or two, and they get jailed for it or charged and shamed, well, I think we need to ask a question. Who taught them the violence and disregard for life in the first place? You see, most parents bring their children up to eat animals, so they teach their children a lack of empathy, disregard for life, that animals are just things to be used and exploited. Now, the difference between the meat industry and people that abuse animals in the home is those in the meat industry actually make a massive amount of money from causing pain to billions of living beings, which their argument is they get pleasure from it. I went up to a vicar in Tesco's who is from St Mary's Church, and I said, why would you do this if it affects me on a mental level and other living beings on a mental level and those animals? And he said, well, I enjoy it. Well, does that mean that just because someone kicks a dog or teases a dog, like a child does it to a dog or an adult does it to a dog, abuses a dog, their argument could be they enjoyed it too or I got pleasure from it? So why is it one rule for you and another rule for another? How can you eat billions of animals, 200 approximately, a year, and get away with it, or think you do, and then somebody abuses one animal in the home and you wonder why? Well, there's a mass bloodshed going on. That's why. People using knives and guns on innocent animals. If we can do that, how could you expect other people to do something that you're not doing yourself? How on earth can we expect people to be compassionate towards any animal if we're being discompassionate towards another group of animals? Is that just a bit of logic? I mean, is that something that you're not aware of and maybe you could become aware of? It's like the RSPCA not only go around accusing people of animal abuse and wondering why they're doing it and then locking people up, the police are doing it as well and they're eating animals. The judges in court. Psychiatrists and psychologists, they're working with people who they deem mentally ill for abusing a dog or a cat. They worry that that person might then go on to abuse human beings. Well, then you need to look at meat eaters, don't you, and how they might be able to treat human beings if they're eating 200 of them a year. A psychiatrist counselling someone for abusing one dog who's eating 200 animals a year. It's just quite laughable, really, isn't it? And quite worrying that we can accuse other people of doing something that we're doing on a more vast scale. My wish is for everyone to be the role models and be the change you wish to see in the world. And if you're a police, teacher at school, parents, psychologist, psychiatrist, then teach others how to be. If you want to see other people be the opposite of psychopathic means lack empathy, no remorse, doesn't feel another's pain. If you wish to see that in your patient or your students, this non-violence and non-abusive behaviour, then why aren't you being the change and teaching them by the way you live your life and being vegan? So Carl Jung, the psychiatrist who coined the term synchronicity, who I'm really into, he also talks about shadow projection, which is when we point the finger at each other without changing ourselves first and wondering why people are doing what they're doing, and maybe if we change our behaviour, those around us will change their behaviour too. So that's the whole mirroring. What we see in others and we accuse others of, are we actually doing it ourselves? First we need to correct the self, and then we can help correct and guide others. And that's not being hypocritical and contradictory and not confusing things. And we need to stop confusing one another and figure out the way that we can live in harmony and help reduce psychopathicness. Thank you.